week 27 without a gaming computer. I think I could have got it wrong again, like I did with 25 when I said 26. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's 27. Whatever. So anyways, you guys probably saw the unboxing video I uploaded. So yeah, I do have my first graphics card for my new computer now. Yay! Just stand this thing up. So yeah, I do have the Hydro Copper GTX 980. And now, something I didn't realize when I did the unboxing was actually that this didn't come with an SLI bridge. So if you guys are using SLI, make sure you plan on getting a bridge from Amazon or Newegg or something separate from the graphics card. You can buy them pretty cheap, actually. I was planning on getting another one already because the spacing for, let's move that over there, the spacing for the graphics card slots in my computer, on my motherboard and everything, are 3 instead of 2. So you put it in here like you put it in a slot, and then there's another slot which the dual card or dual slot card will take up or cover, so you can't really use it. And then after that slot, there is another slot which I'm trying to think here. I don't know why it's being so hard to remember, but so first slot and second slot take up for a graphics card. Then the next slot usually is where the next graphics card is, but for me, on mine, it is you go down one more, and then you have another slot. So I guess it's really like a 4 slot space. At least I think that's how it is. I guess I can look pretty easily here. Yeah. So you can't really see. I don't want to take the plastic down. You can see in there, top slot, another slot, then the second graphics card slot. So 3 spacing. You could say 4 spacing, but it's really not because whatever. It's just called a 4 spacing slot. Spacing difference. I can't even speak right. Anyways, something I also mentioned was I did have an NVIDIA graphics card before, and I still have it. It's this here, Quit Rock, and this thing is a lot smaller. You can see it just by the connection here, where my pinky is. It's a lot smaller. This is from the computer I had before the one that died. And this thing only has 256 megabytes of RAM. And it's only GDDR2. It's not 5. It's not 3 or 4. It's just 2. Very, very slow and pretty old. Slow compared to what we have out now, at least. So, really just S-Video, VGA, DVI. Yeah. This is the only NVIDIA card I ever had, and I did get this replaced eventually in that computer I had it in with Sapphire Radeon 2600 or HD 2600 XT. But that thing started overheating because the fans were failing on it and stuff, and it wasn't turning out all that good. So I ended up swapping it out and putting this one back in eventually. And the other one was actually the first ATI card I ever had, because I think that was back when it was still ATI. It wasn't called AMD yet. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting return to NVIDIA since I got the Hydro Copper. And I also mentioned in the unboxing video that I should be able to get my second Hydro Copper in March if things go well, and I should be able to have my computer finished in July, which is going to be awesome. I don't want to wait. I want it done. But that's going to be kind of cool. So anyways, what else do I have on my list? I got... Oh, okay. Then just the fish. Yay. Only really 2 things happened this week, apparently. So that's great, today. So anyways, let me stand up here. I gotta go to my fish tank. So, that snail, well, 2 of the snails that I got, that I showed in the video last week, one of them is alive. The other, actually, it's a little weird. The one that's alive is the one that I thought was going to die, and the one that died was the one I thought was going to be alive, because it was the one pulled in tight into its shell and tucked away. The one that died, though, it never came out of its shell, so apparently I just bought a dead snail. Shit happens, whatever. It's not worth going all the way back over there and getting a new snail, so whatever. The one in there is kind of hidden right now. I'll show you. It's moving around a bunch. But I also took out the hiding spot, the little fake moss on the little tiny fake logs hiding spot that I had in there, because the snail was getting inside that and it could just barely fit. I had to really try to get it in and get out of that. So I didn't want it to get stuck and die from drowning, because snails do have to go up to the surface of the water, take a breath. So I took that out. I had to actually wiggle the snail out. It took a few minutes to wiggle the snail out of that and put it back in the tank. Of course, after I did that, I guess I got scared or something, because it just went right to the surface and got a breath of water, or breath of air. And yeah, after I removed that, I took the fake plants I had, because even with the rock base on them came off, I still kept them. I plan on fixing them later with silicone or something, but I just never actually fixed them. So I shoved those into the holes of the hiding spot. Seems like I can see a fucking eyelash again. I hate eyelashes, goddammit. They get right in some freaking vision. It's annoying. So anyways, yeah, I took the fake plants and I shoved them into the holes of the hiding spot, and I put it back in there. That actually worked out. It prevented the snail from getting in the hiding spot. The fish liked it as a hiding area. But then after I cleaned the tank out, kind of it sucked. I think it was yesterday I cleaned the tank out. And after I put that thing back in, my Serpe were stupid, and 2 of them got stuck. One of them wasn't all that stuck all that bad, but the other was pressed between one of the pokey fake plants and the glass of the tank. So I was like, what the fuck? And I reached in, it freaked out and it sped out finally. But it had a mark along the right side of its gill. Or its right gill, not right side. It's right gill. And it was just from being retarded and freaking out and getting stuck behind that. But I also changed the location of the filter in the fish tank, and the heater bubbles a little. I just pushed over to the side, and the UV sterilizer I also moved. So let me show you here real quick. So the filter, I'm gonna be getting a different filter next month if I don't get one for Christmas. I'm hoping I get one for Christmas, because our family still does Christmas stuff no matter your age. So the one I'm getting is going to be an external filter. It's not going to be an in-tank filter. It's just going to be a hang on the back one. So I had an external one. It'll work a lot better, and it won't take up a whole lot of room. Right now this tank is pretty empty. I still got to get another cave whenever I get the money. Give them more hiding spots. But right now I took a rubber band and I rubber banded the base rock onto the fake plant, since that was the base from the fake plant itself. But since these fake plants got a little ruined when I pulled them out of the hiding spot, I had to take a couple of them, because half of the little fake leaves and stuff on them, the fake stems and leaves, kind of broke apart from their little base thingy there. You can see where it kind of goes up multiple directions, and there's a few that don't really have any stems leading off of them, and it has the little silicone there. But yeah, so I just rubber band that down and tossed it in to give them a little bit more comfort, since I don't really have any way of giving them comfort with anything else really. And the bubbles I just pushed over to the left so it's out of the way a bit. And UV sterilizer is right here next to my thermometer. It hasn't actually affected temperature readings because it's far enough away, even though I had that on all night. And I just turned it off, or unplugged it, turned it off, whatever, a little while ago. And the heater is on the other side there, where you can see that blue thing. So it's right next to the UV sterilizer. And it was always next to the UV sterilizer anyways, so it doesn't really affect the tank temperature by having it that close to something else that actually increases the temperature of the tank. My autos, you can see they're actually doing pretty good. That's the old auto that I've had for I don't know, like 7 months, maybe 8 months. Probably 8 or 9 actually. I don't know, just a long time. I kind of lost track. That's one of the little ones. Oh, the other little one is over there with the little algae cookie I threw in there last night before I went to bed. And they're okay. One of them got a little close to the siphon when I was cleaning, though. I don't know which one. And it got sucked up just a couple inches before it managed to speed out when I pulled the siphon away to try and help keep it from getting sucked up, so it didn't get itself killed in the siphon, because I didn't want that sucked up. I wasn't expecting them to get sucked up so easily, but it kind of sped under there, because these fish don't really get scared of stuff like that. They only move if something touches something. You can see over there, you know, that guy, a lot smaller than the Serpe, but he'll actually, all of the autos actually don't swim away from the Serpe unless they're actually touched. And many times they will swim right up to the Serpe and actually scare the Serpe away, because Serpe don't like being around them. They swim off and leave them alone. Even though these autos are really small, a lot smaller than the Serpe. Probably hard to tell unless you actually are seeing them in person. Camera doesn't really help a whole lot because magnification, but I guess that angle right there, you can see the size difference. The Serpe never go near the autos. This is it's kind of funny, but yeah. So anyways, I guess I should show you the snail. The snail is doing fine way back there behind the Serpe, which, there we go, you can see him there. Just resting behind the hiding spot. I don't know why he keeps doing that. I guess he has a lot to eat or something, because he keeps dirtying up the tank. The autos aren't dirtying up the tank a whole lot anymore, even though they have the algae cookies I give them. The snail tends to feast on all the rotting stuff. Any leftover scraps of food, the snail will eat. The autos don't actually eat the rotting food, and they're more picky. They'll eat algae. They'll eat algae cookie. When I say algae, I mean the brown algae, like what's on the filter up here. It was all around the tank. It's pretty much all gone now, except like that corner and a few other spaces. That's the only algae in this tank. But it's because the UV sterilizer can't get rid of it. But they will also eat the algae cookie, which is just green algae. It's not living algae, so it's not like it'll spread around the tank or anything. It's just, I think it's freeze-dried or something, and you put it in. So it's killed first, then you get it wet, and it gets soaking wet, soaked through, soggy and mushy, and then they just feast on it for a long time. But the snail will eat the algae cookie there, even if it's rotting. But the autos are pickier, so if something is rotting, they will actually ignore it, and they'll actually ignore fish flakes too. It's not really a big deal. You can see these two are just relaxing. They're not even eating. The big auto there barely ever eats. Has done that for months and months. There's nothing wrong with him. He just gets all the food he needs. He's not really hungry. And this guy, I'm sure he's just relaxing because he's also not really all that hungry anymore. And this guy over here, even though he's relaxing, resting on top of the algae cookie, you can see he's not doing anything right now. He's not eating. He may sucker it a few times every few minutes or so, but he really just stays still. So yeah, that's pretty much it though. The neons over here, they're hiding over here because there's a lot more stuff to protect them. They prefer hiding spots a lot more than my Serpe do. My Serpe will swim all around the tank. They don't really care. The only time they care is when I get close to the tank. You can see that's why they're staying to the back side of the tank and going over and actually avoiding the camera every time the camera happens to get a little close. So you can see as I move, they'll react and go away from it. So I just need to get some more hiding spots, but I can't afford it for a while. I gotta wait until my computer's finished. They'll be fine with it. You can see as soon as I backed up, they started swimming out and they're relaxing a bit. So it's not really a big deal. They'll be fine. The neons also do swim around the tank a bit more. They're just more comfortable in confined spaces. But they have swam around the tank even with as little in it as there is. They'll probably be more scared once I get a new filter, but if I can find some other rubber band, I can add another fake plant in there, so it won't really be a big deal. I'll try and do that later today, if I remember. I just don't know where a proper rubber band is that I can use. So anyways, turn that around. That is the end of this video, and yeah, end of the week, really. It's only 2:31 in the morning at the time I'm recording this. Well, I guess 15 minutes early, so it was just about, whatever, 2:17 in the morning when I started recording. Maybe a minute sooner, doesn't matter. But the reason for that is because it's technically my Saturday. I'll probably be up until noon, then I'll be asleep. And there's not gonna really be anything else happening. So, that's the end of the video for sure. And I'll see you guys on some other video next week, or maybe on the unboxing, or Wii U Smash video, I don't know, some other video on my channel. Yeah, until then, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.